Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 20 of my FTB Ultimate Skygrid Let's Play. My name is Rezro, and well, I still haven't got any copper. So in the last episode, I believe, number 19, in the end I said I would probably go out and find some copper, because we were in the process of making a whole setup here with the rolling machine and such to create, I believe it was the what was it? I don't quite remember actually, but well, it's been a while. I haven't had much time to play and record, but in the meantime I've actually been doing some other things, mainly some minor experiments, and I added this thing here. So yeah, nice ladder, and well, I've also got a couple two more new random ages, just to get some additional Mistcraft pages here. Got a couple now, also bought a couple more from the villagers back there at the spawner, but I'm still not convinced I have the ones I need for the age I would like to create for mining, so still have to work a bit on that. But anyway guys, so I am going to show you what I've done so far, and then we'll just continue on. Right, so first off, we'll check out this thing here I've built. So earlier I was thinking I could really use like bone meal and stuff, and well, I thought I should probably build a mob farm. But well, this did take quite a long time in the last season for the sky block, so I've decided to just build it while I wasn't recording, so you guys don't have to sit through like 3 or 4 episodes before it's built. And so I'm just going to show you now. So this was quite the endeavor to get down here, like I had to go all the way beneath my base. Now I still have a somewhat slight problem that there's a lot of mobs spawning under my base, which prevents sufficient amount of mobs to spawn in the spawner. But so basically the spawner is back here behind this wall, well, sort of, and it's currently, I think, three stories high, maybe 4, I don't remember. I might add a couple of more before I totally finish off the whole thing. I'd like to put some stone slabs on the top to prevent mobs from spawning there. Currently I've just got some torches on there, just so that I don't have to remove the slabs afterward. But for now I've got it set up fairly basically. Well, fairly basic, and well, there are a couple of design flaws in there which are unfortunate, but I'm sort of satisfied with what I'm getting from it. So basically I'm not getting too much string. It's not really all that great for spiders, but I can get string from the flax. The flax I'm growing at the farming area, so that doesn't really matter. The main thing I wanted was were bones and gunpowder. So I'm certainly getting those now. There's not that much in here, but I've already collected quite a bit from it, so, and I usually leave the rest in there. Now I'm going to hop into creative mode just for a sec so I can show you the inside. Sorry. So basically we've got the whole thing down here. Now I had to take out quite a bit of blocks and leftover platforming. As you can see, there's still quite a bit I have to get rid of here. And yeah, so this is essentially the whole thing. It's a big, well, not quite a cube, but it's getting somewhat close to that. And yeah, so over here, this is the little room I was in before. And this is basically how I got started. So if I, let's see, right, so real quick I'm going to save my inventory here and just get rid of all of it so I can get some stuff in there, not mix it up with my actual items. Alright, so over here, this is basically a transposer from Red Power. And the transposer, well, it sucks in items, and normally it requires a redstone signal to do that, unless the items actually hit the block. And in this case, the water flow, I believe these are exactly 8 blocks, so it just ends up flowing to the back here. So all the items hit the transposer and are spit into the chest directly. Then over here we have a double stream coming out of this part of the construction. Basically items drop down into this from the spawner, well, from the farm, and they're swept then into the stream that goes to the transposer. Now to show the rest, I'm going to enter from the top of the grinder here. So as you can see, it's a fairly basic construction. So you've got the platforms with the water flowing to the middle. Now the problem I actually have is sorry, I didn't anticipate all of the light that would be bleeding through into this from the sorry, got a bit of a cold again. So I didn't anticipate how much light would be flowing into this, and I can't seem to get in between these blocks here. I didn't really anticipate how much light would get into here from the lava I've got down there to kill the mobs. So that's why from I think this is the lowest level, from here I started building out these walls to prevent most of the light from actually getting onto the spawning platforms. And as I go higher into the spawner, I reduced the size of those walls because there was less light coming through. So that's somewhat of a design flaw, and I tried to solve it as well as I could without having to rebuild the entire thing. But unfortunately that's only somewhat limited, but well, it works fairly well, so I'm fairly satisfied with that. So over here we have the mobs dropping into this area, and the water takes them over here into the lava. At least that's the idea. So the whole thing's also built with a maximum height of 2 tiles, so it prevents endermen from spawning, seeing as they don't really jump into the water as it hurts them. And so over here we have the mobs hitting the lava, and then they basically have their items fall down here. Now these ladders allow skeletons and zombies to climb up if they're not dead yet when they drop down there. The system isn't quite perfect, I know that, but it does work fairly well. And seeing as I do play quite a bit and I don't need all that many items, it works well enough in any case. For now anyway, I can build a new and better system later on. So yeah, that's basically the whole mob grinder I've built there. So it's fully automated, so that's nice. Of course the items aren't carried right up into my base yet, but I have planned to do that later on, seeing as currently there's not really any tubes or anything running around yet aside from the conduits here. Okay, so that was basically it for the mob grinder. So let me just load up my inventory here and yeah, switch back to survival and recipe mode. So yeah, now I've shown you the mob grinder, and well, over here I have switched back to birch trees everywhere, well, aside from the center platforms, which jungle trees, seeing as these provide quite a bit of wood, which is quite nice, but they do take a bit to take down, so I'm still somewhat debating of which is actually the better tree for me, but and well, eventually I'll get all of this tree harvesting automated and I won't have to worry about that anymore. And well, finally I have actually been playing around with a new mod, as you might have guessed from the factory machine blocks in my inventory. And well, they're from the Mine Factory Reloaded mod, and well, I read up about it a bit and I actually immediately fell in love with it. So I haven't really done a lot yet because I wanted to capture most of it while I was recording, but I have built these sewer blocks. Well, currently there's sewer, I think they're currently called sewage collectors or something, but in the next version for sure they will be renamed to sewer, but it does list them as sewer in the GUI, so that's somewhat confusing for me. But anyway, so basically what they do is when an animal walks over them, they will collect sewage. So it's basically a liquid sewage, and well, you can also drink it and it's not really all that great for you, but you can turn it into fertilizer using one of the other Mine Factory Reloaded machines, but I haven't built that yet. So the first thing I want to do is basically get some liquid ducts and run them underneath this area all the way over to the other side of my base somewhere. I think I'd like to build a big liquid room, well, a room to store liquids in, using, I think, either iron tanks or the Skygrid multi-block tanks. Well, iron tanks are also multi-block, of course, but I haven't used the Skygrid tanks yet, and I saw Direwolf Spotlight about them and I was quite surprised with how nice they are. So seeing as I haven't tried those either, I would like to get into using those. Yeah, so I do have quite a bit of Zirconium stored up here. So I'm going to have a quick look at the, let's see, it's a valve block, I believe. Yeah, so we've got the valve, and yeah, I've got some iron bars, that's no problem. And you need engineering bricks. Now I'm not sure if you can use 4 of the same or if they have to be different. It looks like you can probably use the same one, so I do need some, sorry, I do need some regular bricks for them. The game froze up there for a second, but that's no problem. I've got, let's see, over here quite a bit of smooth stone, and yeah, so I do have to get the Zirconium into Zirconite, which I do by smelting it. Okay, that's no problem. So I do have quite a bit of red Zirconium, so I'm going to start with that. So yeah, I also made some raw plastic for the for making additional Mine Factory Reloaded blocks. Okay, so that's pretty great. So over here I'm going to toss in some more planks. And how is this doing? Okay, so let's throw in some planks here as well. I do think that this Stirling engine is really not giving my money's worth, so I'm tossing in a lot of planks. Oh, hello. And I'm not really getting a lot in return. But yeah, for now I don't really have the option to use any other engine that produces Minecraft jewels. Okay guys, so hold on for a second. So every time, I'm not sure if you're actually seeing this, but sometimes I zoom in, and that's basically when I'm pausing the recording. So I'm going to oh, use item. No, cancel. No, don't do that. Oh yeah, use items just to, okay. So yeah, basically I want to get rid of that for the zoom. Let's use W for that, and boost key, let's say X. Alright. Yeah, so that way when I pause the recording I'm not zooming in all the time. So it looks like I should probably eat something first. Alright, so let's start with this Skygrid, and I also need some smooth stone and redstone, I suppose. Yeah, so some redstone. Right, that looks easy enough. So basically first I have to create stone bricks, and these go in a nice pattern with the Skygrid. Oh, 4 engineering bricks, that's quite nice. Right, so for the valve I need a bucket and some iron bars. So here I've got the iron bars and a bucket right here. Looks like I'm running out of buckets though. And this should hopefully produce a valve. Oh, 4 valves even. Very nice. Alright, so now I've got a valve, and that means I can create a tank. But to create a tank I am going to also get some glass blocks. Looks like I still have a couple left. So I can create a nice window for the tank. Don't have to have the whole thing in glass, but would be nice to be able to see how much is in there. Alright, and I do believe that there's some sort of tool I need for this. Let's have a quick look here. If I can find the Skygrid stuff. Yeah, here we are. So the tool for this is should be here somewhere. Looks like they alright, so not sure which tool I'm supposed to use for this. Maybe it works with like a Buildcraft wrench or something. Let's have a look, shall we? So I'm going to build a small tank to test this. So I'll just actually I'm not sure how big this has to be. Not sure, maybe a single block is enough. Oh yeah, so I do have to make sure that it's completely covered in blocks, and I do have a wrench somewhere. I think it's a forestry wrench I have, or had at least. Yeah, okay, so I can't really find it. I have 2 screwdrivers, sort of a waste of resources. But yeah, so what to do? Maybe I can create the Omni wrench. Not sure what I need for that. 2 diamonds, a gold ingot, and cyan wool. That's really expensive, seeing as it would replace all of the other stuff. maybe it's worth it. So we do have gold and some diamonds left. Let's see, do I have any cyan dye? Yeah, I do. Alright, so now all I need is a block of wool. So this goes in here. So cyan wool, gold, and 2 diamonds. Oh, it's the other way around. Alright, so that makes a nice Oni wrench. Now I just have to hit that thing with the wrench, and there we go. A multi-tank for 16 buckets. Alright, so that means one single open space in the tank equals 16 buckets, so that's pretty decent. And also the nice thing about these tanks is that the values of what's in there, the data is actually stored on the valve block. So if I would for example break out one of these walls, the liquid inside would disappear, but it would still be stored on the valve block. So for example, if I were to increase the size of this tank, let's say just go up another row like this, and I hit the valve again, then the liquid would still be in there. The tank would have just been bigger afterwards. But yeah, so that's basically how these work, and I'm really excited about using them. So I'm probably going to get to that right now. I do think I might want to consider using something else than cobblestone for a change to build with. Not sure I have anything useful. Maybe marble. Let's see, a marble tank, how would that look? I think that would be nice. There's also some basalt, cobblestone. But yeah, let's go with marble here. So that should make some nice marble bricks. And I can probably build that like right here. So yeah, that should be okay. So let's just, oh, careful that I don't fall, because that's a long way down. Alright, I think this is probably okay. Like, I don't actually need this to be all that big. Like, if this is a small hallway, that should actually be quite sufficient. Now, one thing I'm not entirely sure about is whether or not the valve has to be near the top of the tank to make sure it fills up to a certain level. And seeing as I'm not really able to produce any liquid in a large quantity right now, I'm not sure I can actually even test that. So I'm going to just hope it's not really necessary. So I'm thinking, let's see how this is 3, but yeah, okay, so that should work. I'll just no, wait, we'll start using the marble here. Yeah, something like that. Right. I'm not sure how big I want this, to be honest. like, I do like symmetry, so maybe I'm thinking more like I shouldn't make these too wide, but I can go pretty far out, so that would be nice. I can always expand them, of course. Right, so 5 blocks should be enough. Doesn't have to be too high either. Let's see, maybe 3, 4 blocks. Actually, I think that 3 blocks is probably high enough, so that makes 3. There we go. And let's get rid of that, and the snow up here. This one, this one. Don't need all of that stuff floating around. Actually, maybe I should also make a water tank. Now that I think about it. But let's start with simply building this one for the. Actually, maybe I should put the water on here and move the sewage tank a bit to the right, so it's closer to the farming area. Should also quickly check if I can get a Skygrid water. Yeah. So I need blue engineering blocks for that. That looks alright. Okay, so the thing with Skygrid water is that basically it's a sort of infinite water source. It fills, if you connect it to a tank valve, it will fill up the tank with water. Sort of creates it out of nothing. And of course, if you have multiple water blocks, it will fill the tank up quite a bit faster. And well, I do like water, so I'm going to get some of it. Maybe, yeah, 2 blocks should be sufficient. So I'm thinking should put like a valve or 2 near the top of the tank, maybe, so I can run pipes along the ceiling of my base if necessary. Actually, I should probably make this like just 1 layer higher. I don't really like being constricted to a room with a height of 2 tiles, so if I get some pipes along the ceiling while the height is only 3 blocks, I'll start limiting myself to a height of 2, and I don't think that's really comfortable, so this should solve that. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, so I did want to expand further over here, so I actually don't need these. Okay, so I think I just want to get like 2 valves. I think that's, no, actually I think 1 valve is probably enough. Okay guys, so actually I think this is probably a good wrapping up point. I think we're about at the 30 minutes mark now, and in the next episode I'm just going to continue this whole endeavor to build the tanks here. So I'm quite anxious to see how that will end up. So I will see you guys in the next one.